In the Torah, which is perfect, one would expect that the chronological order of events is also very chronological. Yet the Talmud in Psachim says, En mukdam u'meuchar b'Torah. There is no chronological exact order in Torah. There could be events that happened earlier, which is stated later, and vice versa. Now, why would it be? And what am I specifically referring to? Before I explain, let us say Tehillim, let us say chapter 100, thanking Hashem until we will be thanking Him for the final redemption, and may this be today. Mizmor lesoid ori ladene kol haratzim des adone b'simcha boi lefanu v'nono. Du ki Adonai elim hu asanu v'lo anach lama v'tzoy marisa boi shoro b'soida. Chatzeroisa b'sila hoida levachu shumo ki toy v'Adonai le'elam chazdoi v'yadoir v'doir emunasoi. And tzedakah, my dear friends, charity, as little or as much as you want to give, but let's give it and let's do it together, because together is our strength. So, let me explain what I'm referring to. Yesterday we discussed that it was the 14th day of the month of Iyar, Pesach Sheni, and we explained that in the desert, the first year Hashem told them, actually the second year when they arrived in the desert, God told them to offer the Paschal lamb. There were those who couldn't participate because they were spiritually unfit, because they were in contact with death, so they considered Tameh. They came to complain to Hashem, Lama Nigora, why should we be left out? And God said, request granted. And as the previous Rebbe coined the phrase, Nishtok kein Verfallen. There is no lost case, so to say. You can always catch up. On a little side note, one of my little kids came home and said, Tati, today we have to eat matzah with ketchup, because we have to catch up for everything that we missed. Cute. But what about the chronological order? Where in Torah is this mentioned? So the Talmud in Mesechet Pesachim, on page 6, says the following, that this event, as we just mentioned, actually happened in the year 2449 after creation, which was the second year they came out of Egypt. Yet, it is discussed much later. This should have been then mentioned in the beginning of Bamidbar, which is where it's all about a census which was taken of the Jewish people in the month of Iyar of that year, a month later after this event happened. Yet it is mentioned much later. Based on that, says the Talmud, Ein mukdam u'meuchar. But the question is, why would it be mentioned later? Why not when it happened? So listen to what our sages tell us. So they say because there's a certain disgrace with the Korban Pesach, with the Paschal lamb in the desert. Do you have any idea? After the Korban Pesach, which was made on the second year, when was the next one? 39 years later. Throughout all the time they were in the desert, they didn't bring another offering. So because of that, this is disgraceful. This is not very honorable for the Jewish people, and therefore the Torah mentions this much later. Now, but the question is, what's a disgrace? When it comes to the Korban Pesach, God says clearly, when you will enter the land of Israel, and you will have it settled, and you will be living already in Israel, that's when you're going to do the Korban Pesach. They're not in Israel, they're in the desert, so obviously they're not making it. Why do we blame the Jewish people? And we call it a disgrace, and therefore the Torah doesn't speak about it. Excuse me. What should they have done? God tells clearly, you do not do it. Now, the one that was done in Egypt and the one that was done in the second year, those were the exceptions to the rule. God specifically told them, now you do it. And He said clearly, this time and no more. So why do we blame them for something that God clearly says? But the answer is in Pesach Sheni. How did Pesach Sheni come about? Because they demanded it. Because they asked for it. They came and asked God and begged God, please give us the opportunity to be able to participate in Korban Pesach. 39 years the Jewish people didn't find it necessary to storm the heavens, to come to Moshe Rabbeinu, please implore God they should let us participate in the concept of freedom. For 39 years they were content in where they were. For 39 years they were happy with what they have and they didn't ask for anything else. That's disgraceful. The message to us is clear. We're in exile close to 2,000 years. We have to demand. We have to storm the heavens. And we don't have to give up. Even if I asked yesterday, if I had 10 minutes ago. I asked in the morning by services, I asked by Mincha and by Ma'ariv again. Please, Eibishter, take us out of exile now.